Hey guys, my name is Jesper Nissen, and in this video I'm going to talk about entity SEO for blog posts. So I'm going to show you in this video how I perform on-page SEO for my blog posts and articles to get them ranking not only for the target keyword, but for multiple keywords. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to share a coupon code for 85% price reduction for the first month of SchemaWriter. If you want to help me, please comment below entity SEO for blog post in the comments. It will help me and the algorithm. So what is an entity? In case you don't know what an entity is, it's a particular type of keyword that can be either a person, place, or thing. That's the kind of like loose definition that we have. And in the definition that I'm going to show you here, in the context of what I'm going to show you here, an entity is a keyword that has a Wikipedia page. So if I go to Wikipedia, search for search engine optimization, for example, I could actually just do that. Search engine optimization here. You can see that search engine optimization is an entity because it has a Wikipedia page. So now we know that Google has more classes than just entities that has a Wikipedia page. But what I'm about to show you now, and the way that I work with entities, is I mainly focus on the types of keywords that has these Wikipedia pages, because we do know that Google places a higher emphasis on these types of keywords, and if you place them on particular places in your content, you also have a chance of ranking higher. So let's get started. First up, so what the two things that I do to optimize my articles, my blog posts, are: one, I perform entity-based SEO, and two, I build backlinks. So that's the two things that I do in order to rank my articles, blog posts. So this blog post here was written by Magnus, that is an author on my team. And Magnus wrote a blog post about Manus AI statistics and facts. That's what it's called. So when we're writing blog posts and we're adding blog posts to SchemaWriter, the main purpose is identifying what keyword do we want to rank for. And for those of you, this is not new, but the things that you mention in the H1, the title of your article, your blog post, and also the title tag. So that's what you can see up here. You can see it says Manus AI Statistics and Facts 2025. So the things that you mention here are the things that you're most likely to rank for, because so we know that Google is getting smarter and smarter, but they still do need to rely on what you're actually writing in the title and the title tag up here. And in this case, Manus AI Statistics. So let's say that I want to rank for Manus AI. So of course I'm searching for Google and I'm not ranking number one. So these guys, Datacamp and then SEO AI, actually a Danish company here. And so we're ranking down here. So let's see if we can push this a little bit higher up. So that's the target keyword that I want to rank for. So the blog post has been written, and what we need to do now is actually go through the entire process. So, and what I do is I can sketch out my process. So I'm going to perform this entire process in SchemaWriter and also WordPress, but I use SchemaWriter to reverse engineer top competition for entities. So that's step one. And then I optimize the web page and article schema with entities and keywords. And then I optimize the content in the blog post also for entities and keywords, because part of the output of what I'm doing here, reverse engineering top competition, so part of the output of this will be a list of entities that the competition has that I don't have. So, and then it's of course it's up to me and my SEO experience to gauge what entities do I want in my content and which do I not want in my content. So let's get started. I will now head over to SchemaWriter. And in case you don't know what SchemaWriter is, it's a platform that I developed that allows me to reverse engineer the top 10 or actually up to top 50 competition websites and so it identifies the entities that I have in my blog post, and it also identifies the entities that the competition has in their blog posts. And then we can define, or it actually defines the entity gap for us. The entity gap being the entities that they have that I don't have. And of course, as I said just a couple of minutes ago, or a minute. And so of course, as I said a minute ago, so it's up to me to determine what entities I want in my content. So let's go to company info, and I have created the company SchemaWriter here. Good. And so this is SchemaWriter, and I will click edit in here. So the reason that I'm going to start out with going into company info is because I just added this blog post here not too long ago anyway, and I just want to update the sitemap. So let me actually just update the sitemap. So the thing with the WordPress is that depending on what SEO plugin you use, the sitemap URL will be different, but so this is how the sitemap URL looks in my case. So anyway, SchemaWriter, and I see that these are the 7 pages that I have so far. So I just click import from WordPress, and it found all of the new blog posts. So you can see it jumped from 17 to 28. Let me just click save sitemap down here. So yeah, so I can see now that it found this SchemaWriter AI minus AI statistics and facts. And I can see that this is not green, so I have not generated a schema report for this guy yet. So I will go to SchemaWriter here, and I can see all my generated reports, and I will click generate new. So the keyword that I wanted to target was minus AI statistics. That's the keywords. And I want to select my company, SchemaWriter, and I want to select the URL from sitemap. And this is where it's very good that I just updated the sitemap. And let's location, that's not needed. So whenever I'm performing a search for a keyword, my target audience is always United States. So and I typically always select Chicago as my my target location. So I will just select auto and 50. So it will now reverse engineer 50 URLs. So generate. So now it's generating, and it's going to now go out, visit the top 50 websites, and it will now generate this list of entities, and it will actually also write the entire web page and article schema for me. So let me just click pause. So now it's done, and before we proceed to actually edit the article and web page schema, let me just show you what I also do. So I built in this application called Wikipedia Entities into SchemaWriter, and I'm going to show you what I use that for. So if I go to Google and search for Manus AI Wiki, Manus AI Wikipedia, like this. So what Google will then tell me is it will show me the most important entity that it knows about Manus AI. That's this page, Manus AI Agent. So you can see here it's Manus AI Agent, Manus, and yeah, so we have this Devin AI, and there are there are more Wikipedia entities on the following pages. So if we click on this guy here, so all of these links here are links into related Wikipedia pages. So artificial intelligence agent is an entity because it has its own Wikipedia page. Same thing with large language models and so on and so forth. So if I go back to SchemaWriter and search for Manus, so actually let me just copy this guy here, Manus AI agents, like this, process. What it's going to do now is going to visit Wikipedia, find all of the related entities and sort them by relevance in these two tables here. So this table to the left is related entities, and this to the right is related keywords. So we have the entities and then the entity keywords. So the keywords are pages or are keywords that don't have their own Wikipedia page, but they are related, and they're also found in Wikipedia. So let's say here we want to see all of them. So they are now sorted: Manus Intelligent Agents, Zebu AI, Cognition AI, Suno AI, and so on and so forth. Generative Artificial Intelligence. And what I can do now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an entity list, because I'm going to optimize my images in the blog post. So I will now click like, I think I will select broad relevance, and then stop down there. I will mark and save in entities list. Let me create an entity list first. Entities. I know it's a little bit abstract. Manus AI at Wikipedia entities, broad relevance, mark them, save in entities list, and we have Manus AI, and submit. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating an entity list with a lot of entities that are relevant, sorted by relevance to the main entity of this page, that is Manus AI agents. And let me click pause while it's working. All right, so now it's done, and I just want to show you why it took some time, because if I go into Manus AI and click edit here, I can see that, for example, generative and artificial intelligence, if I open this guy here, I can see that it found the description from Wikipedia or Wikidata, and then it found the Wikidata URL, the Google Knowledge Graph URL, and then the Wikipedia URL. So that's why it takes so long. So generative AI pornography, let me just delete that, won't have that. And yeah, let's jump into it. Second thing I want to do before I jump into the schema is I want to click on data, because I think it's, for me, always interesting to see what amount of entities are these guys using. Is there any correlation? So you can see here, it seems to be flat. What do we have here? Let's just see here. So average number of unique entities per UL, around 130 entities per UL. So that's a lot. Average total number of entities, 484. That's actually a lot of entities. An average number of words per UL, 2,700 words. So overall, for these top 50 websites, the average word count is 2,700. So the trend line is kind of flat, actually. And what that tells us is that there doesn't seem to be any correlation between precision and the amount of entities, total number of entities. When it comes to the unique entities that we're looking at here, it actually seems that there is a weak correlation. So because it's going higher up, the further that we get to position 1. So you can see here it's about 100 here, and then it's about 150 here. So there's a positive trend line in the way, or it's actually negative, but there is a positive correlation here. So we see that for unique entities, it seems it's a ranking factor, at least for this keyword. And word count doesn't seem to be, actually, that doesn't seem to be a correlation. We can also see down here, entity rank correlation, brainstorming, multilingualism, WhatsApp, Alibaba Group, and so on and so forth. So these entities are what seems to be correlated with higher ranking. So the higher up the entity comes in this table, the higher correlation it has to ranking. So I'm not going to, I just want to show you this, that for me it's always interesting to see, okay, so for unique entities, there is a correlation here with ranking, so we need to focus on the unique entities, but not in particular the total number of entities. And the difference between the total number of entities and the number of unique entities is, let's see here, let's take this guy here. So you can see DevOps, 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 DevOps. So that's only one entity, but it appears 5 times, right? Intelligence, only one entity. China, only one, but it actually appears 2 times here. So yeah, so that's the difference between the total amount of entities or unique entity. Unique is only one, the word one time. So let's go to view. And here we have all of the schema that schemawriter has written. And that's a lot. I must say that's, I think that out of the box, something like 600 lines of schema code. So what I normally start to do is I click here and go to schema.org and validator, because I just want to check. That's something that I always do. I just want to check, are there any bugs? I hope not. No, there are not. And it is not a product, so I remove this. I know that if I include this, I can't get the orange stars. But since it is not a physical product, it's a blog post. Don't include product schema because Google doesn't like it. It does give you the orange stars, the aggregate rating stars, but it's against their terms of service. So yeah, so don't include that. But you can see here that we have almost 700 lines hidden behind my face down here. So yeah, let's just proceed here. Person schema, I want that. Save schema. And let me just open person schema. That's myself. And I can see the ULs for me. So actually, I'm not the author. Magnus is. So I should actually not include myself. Let me just actually remove that because I am not the author. I just didn't. I could create Magnus over here in the left in the person table. I just didn't do that yet. So yeah, so I can't change this to Magnus because yeah, he's not created in the system yet. Image schema, that's interesting because here I can actually apply the entities that I just showed you. So if I open an image here, I scroll down and I click on about and mentions. So you can see that it's empty, didn't fill in any entities, but I can actually import from entities, and then I can take the list Manus AI, and so now I will just keep it here. I think I'll just move some of them down to, no, sorry. No, I think I'll just keep it as it is and save schema. I think it's just interesting for you to see that you can actually use these entities that you found in Wikipedia entities and the entities list. You can actually just import them here. And if I don't like Cognition AI, Dream Machine, O1 AI, Runway, whatever, if there are some of these entities that I don't like, I can simply just remove them. Self-supervised learning, deep learning. So that's, I will actually just add the entities to one image, and that's the first image. And let's see here, this image describes, okay, I think that's the banner image. So the license page, what I do is I have a privacy policy page. I use this. It's not a license page per se, but we know that Google, they require this now. You know, otherwise you will actually get an error inside of Google Search Console if you don't add a license page. I am a little bit lazy, so as I said, I will use the privacy policy. It is not a license page on my website where I describe how I use images, but so you will actually need, today you will actually need to create a license page on your website in order to have valid image schema. I mean, it's also valid with this page. It's just not a license page. It's my privacy policy page. Now I'm just saying to you, that's what you need to do. Yeah, so let me click save here, and let's just, I'm always testing, let's just test here, run test, and still no bugs. So it's now more than 700 lines, and it is now article schema because I removed the products, so we only have one line of article schema. And the reason that we only have one line is because all of the schema parts inside of the schema output are nested, so they're interlinked with the add ID. Yeah, I'm not going to go into details. So the next thing is entity optimization. So I'm clicking here on entities, and here I'm seeing here that the on-page entities are all the entities that have been detected inside of my content. So you might and you might not want to include all of the entities in the schema. I never choose to include all of the entities because I only want the entities marked up in the schema that are relevant to the content. So this blog post is a blog post about Manus AI, the statistics, the features of the main features, the key features of Manus AI, right? So no need to include an entity about Tom's hardware and things that might be in the content, but it's not super relevant, because I want to make absolutely sure that Google understands what this page is about. So it is about artificial intelligence. It is about let's see here. Seems to be fine. Weak of artificial intelligence. Well, that to mentions. Ethics, not really. Jensen Huang. Okay, so the CEO of NVIDIA, he is relevant. Artificial general intelligence, yes. And yeah, so let's just keep it at that. So these are the competition entities, and you can see that why this is extremely nice to have this long list, because I mean you can use your SEO knowledge and your experience from the field that you're writing about to actually identify the entities that you want in your content, or sorry, that you want in your schema. So competition entities, I don't want more. I think this is fine, and let's just click save. I'm always saving because I'm just don't want to mess anything up. So if I go to web page schema, scroll down, and I open about and mentions. Good. So now I can see the entities that I have chosen to put in. There were some entities that schemawriter selected for me, and now I have some more. So category, I don't like these category entities, so I normally always delete them, but I think I'm going to keep this guy here. Tom's hardware, nope, out. People's Republic of China, actually might be, it does come from China, so let's move it to mentions. So now it's down here. It is about weak artificial intelligence. It is about artificial general intelligence. It is about artificial intelligence. It is about Manus, because that's Manus AI, right? And I could also import entities from the entity list that I created before, but I don't want to do that because I already have a lot of entities. So Devon AI will be moved to mentions, because I mean we're talking about Manus, not Devon. I think statistics, no, remove data. Let's keep that. So let's keep the rest, and let's just click save schema. So that's the process of selecting entities. Let me just see here. So these are the keywords that we have identified. I normally also go through these keywords. So keywords like independently and sets and runs, and so these keywords are generated through the use of a platform called, or software called Yake, yet another keyword extractor, and they're all statistically that was a hard word to say, statistically significant. Statistically significant. That's why these keywords are here. That doesn't mean that they correlate with the with ranking, but they are statistically significant in the corpus of text that we just analyzed. But medium logo, right? I mean, some of them doesn't make sense, and I'll just scroll down and remove those that obviously doesn't make sense. I think I'll just keep the rest. Save. And let me just go down to the article schema, because all of this is automatically written, and I can choose if I want to have the type of article or blog posting. I think for the sake of this blog post, it is a blog post, so let me just change that to blog posting. And the URLs, it detects these guys from the sitemap when it was published. And keywords, we use OpenAI to create these keywords. Close this guy again, and let's hop over to article section. So this is interesting because we are detecting, we're scraping and detecting all of the headers and subheaders on the page, and we are putting them into the article section because that's what schema.org supports for article schema. If you don't know that, you can go to schema.org, search for article, and one of the generic or key properties of article schema is article section. Actually, let's just do that. Article schema. So you can see here article section. So that's a good way to actually get these headers in and actually mark them up. So recent post. Yeah. Save schema, and we'll close this again. I think that's we're now done for the entities, and we're now done for the schemas. All right, so now that we're done with the entities and schema, we are now in the content section. So this is the last step. I am looking here at the blog post or the content of the blog post that we scraped, and you can see here that this is the blog post, and the colors that you see here correspond to the entities over here to the right. So you can see here Manus Islands, weak artificial intelligence, existential risk from AI, ethics of artificial intelligence, and so on and so forth. So all of these are entities that we have identified to be relevant for the target keyword and also for this target URL. And we can now see where we use entities, because everywhere it has actually been colored. So MIT Technology Review, TechCrunch, Business Insider, Synthetic Data, Chinese statistics, and so on and so forth. So the last step to do is to insert entities in the content. And let's see here. It could be machine learning, for example. Only a few innovations in machine learning. So this is actually how I do. I go through the text and I sprinkle entities, especially in the headers and subheaders. So let's see. RT. Yeah, so I think that it's sometimes when you do it this way, it makes the headers or subheaders slightly less readable probably, but also it's more explained to Google what this is about. Core elements of the artificial intelligence, Manus AI. I mean, it's slightly less readable probably because in the context of the article you already know that what Manus AI is, because otherwise you wouldn't be reading this article. But Google is not you, Google is not me, Google is a robot, so we need to spell it out to Google what this is about. And so this is what I'm doing. Neuromorphic engineering. I don't even know what that means. Let's see here. Algorithm, that's a good one. The Manus algorithm, like this. All right, so yeah, so that's actually that. And I just want to mention that down here we have auto-generated FAQ content. And if you plan to include FAQ schema in your schema, I do, you would also need to go down here and copy all of this and insert it in the text. I know that it's, I know from my own testing that it works well for ranking, and it also helps you with ranking for more keywords if you do include this, because as you can see, we have a lot of entities down here. So the prompts that I engineered here are engineered specifically to take use of the entities that we scrape from competition and from your own website, and then put the entities into this FAQ content. So that's the general idea, that by just including the FAQ content, you can actually improve the amount of entities, the amount of entity relevance in your content as it pertains to the target keyword that is Manus AI statistics. So yeah, so that's what I do when it comes to content, and it is a task. The content, I typically spend 15 to 30 minutes, perhaps up to an hour, going through this content and thinking about what entities do I want, and then manually copying this content over to the WordPress website. So that's probably the most time consuming for me aspect of doing on-page SEO, is actually inserting the entities, going to WordPress, inserting the content, and click update. So that was it, and now we are at the final stage of this video, and I have a gift for you. Schema 85. If you use this coupon code, you want to try out SchemaWriter that I just showed you, apply this coupon code at sign up and you will get 85% discount for the first month. And it applies no matter what package you select. So that was it for today. A little bit longer video. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.